Hey guys, this is AC Lockyer, and this is Building a Lifestyle Business. And we've got a team all the way from over on the West Coast. I'm here in Orlando, Florida, and you guys are Oak Grove, California, just a little bit outside of Sacramento, over there in California on the what we affectionately call the left coast. and and this is Chris and Vince Lombardo. And Chris and Vince Lombardo are a father and son team. Really got some other family members involved in the business too. But you guys are on today, and you're with No Moss. And so thanks for being on the podcast. But tell me a little bit about you guys. I mean, give me the backstory.
Well, first off, thanks for having us. We're excited and
Yeah, thank you.
do this so far. So, I'll start. My name is Vince Lombardo. I'm 29 years old. I've been doing this for eight years. I first started out with my father doing this, and then I left, started my own company. Ended up moving back here to No Moss 3 years ago, and now kind of taking over and partnering with my father and my brother as well. So we're building a pretty substantial business here, and I'm loving it. Absolutely.
Very cool.
About 9 years ago, I worked for a corporate job, sales, doing very well, and did a lot of training. And one day, about 50 years old, they handed me my box with all my trophies in it and said, "Thanks for helping." And they escorted me out of my job. So I didn't know what to do. And actually, my neighbor came to me and said, "Hey, your my roof has debris on it." And I said, "Okay." He goes, "I have a leak in my roof now." I said, "Okay." He goes, "No, you're going to have a leak too, because there's stuff all over your roof too. And it's from your tree." So I said, "Oh man, okay." So I got up there and I blew all the stuff off, and I paid no attention to it, but I started seeing all this moss on the ground or on the roof up there. And that's when I lost my job. And I'm just like, I had to pray, and I said, "Lord, give me something right under my nose that I don't know it's there." And I'm Italian. I got a big nose. So the Lord said, "It's right there under your nose." And I looked at that. I said, "Well, I'm going to just pressure wash that off my roof. That's easy."
Right.
But it was a asphalt roof. And I found out that's not a good deal. So I got with my sons. I said, "Let's start cleaning the stuff off." And I had 3 sons and a son-in-law, and we started cleaning stuff off the roof and cleaning gutters. And that's how we started back in 2015.
And so you've got a family, you got a pretty good sized family, and your wife has her own little business, with the whiskey barrels and doing stuff like that. So tell me a little bit about your family. I mean, one of the things I realized over the years, you got a very, very close knit family, real high quality sons. You guys carry yourselves really well. Tell me about your background. Tell me about the non-business stuff of your family.
Well, I'm the oldest of 3 boys. There's 3 girls above me. Angel, Ayla, Tamsin are the 3 girls. And then it goes myself, Christopher, and then Jordan, who's our territory manager.
Mm-hmm.
But how it started was a long time ago. That's how the business started. That's how the family started. And now I'll let him tell that story.
We're a very close-knit family, very active in our church, the Rock Church here in Elk Grove, California.
Mm-hmm.
And been with, in fact, 39 years we've been there.
Wow.
So brought my daughter when she was just a couple months old there, and raised 6 children with my wife Lisa, and now we have 6 grandchildren. All back here is our family.
Mm-hmm.
We're very committed and dedicated to serving the Lord and the ministry. And it just feels good to know that my children walk with the Lord. And we've done everything from camping to just going out and doing things when we were younger. I got in the corporate world and I really didn't have a lot of that to do. Now that we started our business, my kids are doing their own thing, hunting and fishing and
Right.
going and we do a lot of Vince is really involved with rock climbing and they're golfing. In fact, they started their own golf apparel called Identity Golf. Put a plug in there for them. My wife owns usedwinebarrels.com. So we're just and when my son and our son-in-law and my oldest daughter Angel, they started their own business. They're an RV mobile RV technicians. So they're
Okay, cool. Yeah.
RV lad. And then my daughter is in Louisiana and Will Hardick, and he owns his own insurance company. So I think we're all just entrepreneurs all
Entrepreneurs, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
But the number one thing that we've done is it all revolves that, not just him teaching us, the necessity of church, but it's the necessity of having a relationship with God for ourselves. And each one of our businesses and each one of our everything we do revolves around the church. So we do business, but as a ministry. So we're able to reach people, we're able to teach somebody, the love of Jesus. And not only that, I mean, we've had situations where through business, through that, we've had conversations, relationships build straight off of that. But the number one thing I would say is even through this business, through anything, is putting Jesus first, number one. And that from there, he'll give you the desires of your heart first.
And I think that's part of the reason why your family is so entrepreneurial is number one, you have a big family, you have 6 kids. And so family is important. Family time is important. Spending time with everybody is important. It's a big hunk of your life. So you needed that freedom of owning a business, but also too, being in the church, you want to be able to be a little more in control of your schedule so that you can, go to church meetings, go to church retreats, church trips, mission trips. You want to be able to, serve and worship on Sundays. And I'm not sure if you guys do Wednesday nights. A lot of churches do Wednesday nights and stuff like that. Yeah. And so, the church schedule is pretty demanding because you've dedicated your life to the Lord and you're serving the Lord. But also too, you want to revenue well so that you can tithe. And I know you guys are big on tithing. So you got to be able to support the church. You've been at your church for 30 something years. So you put a lot of time and growth, and you've probably watched several building programs go on, and you've probably gone and helped with the maintenance and, painting and cleaning up and doing all that stuff. And so having a job sometimes keeps you from being able to be free enough to bob and weave and serve and spend time with your family and everything. So when you look at how entrepreneurial your family is, they made decisions to be more in control of their life so they could serve the church and they could focus on their family and, serve the Lord. And so that entrepreneurial journey gave them the ability to do that. So it makes complete sense. It's part of the reason why I've done it. I didn't want to ever work for anybody else because I wanted to be able to do all the things I just mentioned.
So, and Southwest Systems has given us the opportunity to do that, and creating No Moss. And then we use, and because we're part of the very involved in the ministry there, and meeting with people, and we pray for people on our jobs or on our job, but as we're working with them, and the guys are we're raising them to be leaders,
Right.
And Christian young men, and everybody loves that. They clean cut. They come in. We're very picky of who we bring along with our team. And what Vince was saying before was business is ministry,
Right.
and it's BAM, it's BAM. So we always say BAM, and it's just a very, very it's a neat way to look at things, and No Moss and Southwest Systems have built that very, very well for us. And plus, it's amazing with our coaching, and then we're with Howard Partridge, and we attend that, and we're DISC certified. with that, and just going into those atmospheres. We just don't have that in a corporate setting. And everything that we do, Disc and Howard Partridge and Jim McDonough is our coach, and you are a coach. And we go to Waypoint or softball systems, anything. It's all, we pray. We talk about the Lord. I'm not afraid to do that. And I think there's a lot of people that are shocked by that, but they're thrilled by that too. They're just like, I would never be able to do this at another convention or another a podcast or a Zoom call. And this is amazing. So yeah, this is freedom. This really is freedom right here.
So okay, you guys are in California. Okay, so California is really interesting because it's really interesting because there's a lot of heathens in California. There's heathens all over the place, but California has a liberalism to it, and although there's the whole Jesus movement started in California, and there's a lot of Christians in California. There's also a lot of people that are not believers. I think in California, maybe more than other parts of the country. You're certainly not in the Bible Belt, for sure. And so what I found absolutely astonishing is some of my customers that are even agnostic or atheists or are not religious at all, really appreciate the fact that we're somewhat overt about our Christianity. And they're kind of like, they're kind of like, well, I don't believe the way you believe and everything else, but I think it's really cool that what you're doing. And, and the level of trust is there because they feel like, all right, if these guys are living out loud, about their faith and about their Christianity and everything else, they're being so transparent. I may not believe what they believe. I may not believe there's a God and everything else, but I really trust these people. Have you all found that? I found that to be true. Have you found that to be true?
Yeah, in fact, I've also found that in employees that we hire. One we just hired, he said, why that I feel like this is going to fit for me. And I was like, okay, why, Santi? Why is that? He's like, because he said, we pray every morning before the job. He's like, and that's what I want. That's what I need for my life. He's like, you guys, I see you guys at church. I see you guys here. I see you guys there. He said, but seeing you guys do this in business and you actually are living what you're talking about and living what you're preaching. He's like, in a business, he's like, I've been around a lot of people that claim to be Christians, and I worked for people that claim to be Christians. He said, and never do they pray.
Right.
They're talking about things on the job that they shouldn't be. And said, it's put me in a very bad situation. But in fact, he goes out and he goes on outreach and stuff like that. But what we do is I have found that there's people that are very skeptical at first. You're a salesman, number one. When you come to their door, you're a salesman. But when you build that relationship with them and you let Jesus be a witness through you, just out of your appearance for holiness, the standards that we have, not just in apparel but in speech and the way we conduct ourselves, that right there speaks volumes. Because number one, you're a clean cut, you're a nice looking young guy who's got morals and values. That's what people look for, is can they trust you? Yeah. If they can trust you, then they'll love it.
Yeah, you're hanging around their house and you have access to their lives. They're like, okay. I mean, even Pharaoh was like, yeah, let's make the Jewish people slaves. Because they were like, because they had a standard, and and so when you look at that you're a Christian, you don't have to be religious. I know you guys aren't religious. I'm not religious. There's a difference between being religious and being owned by Christ, or having a faith, or having a standard that you live by. And that's why I think sometimes Christians, maybe more than any other group of people, except for maybe Jewish people, are such great entrepreneurs because of that higher calling, that standard, that lifestyle, the morals, the always striving to make yourself better, the humility. Even when you look at, because I tell people all the time, I say, listen, even if you don't believe in God or anything else, read the Bible, because the Bible's like the best business book ever. Okay. I don't,
Yeah.
you might start believing in God if you read the Bible, but even if you don't believe in God,
First 5 books of the Bible. Yeah.
yeah, read the Bible because, you'll learn some incredible things that you'll go like, wow, I can't believe that was in the Bible. And one of the things that I love is, we're in the service business. Okay. Which means we serve people. Roof and exterior soft washing is us coming in serving people. And so, it talks about, when Christ came down here, he humbled himself. Okay. Taking the actual becoming a human being, becoming a man, becoming fleshly form. Okay. And humbling himself and coming down here and becoming a servant.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you're looking at serving people, even Christ wrapped himself in a towel and washed his disciples' feet. Okay. So when you think about roof and exterior soft washing, it's not the most glamorous job in the world. I mean, people ask you, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a roof cleaner. They kind of look at you sideways. You're a roof cleaner? Yeah, we scrape moss off of roofs. They're like, really? So what are you going to do when the economy turns around and you get your job back? It's like, no, this is what we do. We make a good living at this. And people are like, really? Wow. And it's just kind of funny. It's like, no, we serve people. We help erase honeydews off their honeydew list so that it makes their life better, so that they don't have to do all these things around their home. And we do it so that they can trust us and they don't have to worry about us and they don't have to micromanage us. And if we screw up, we make it right. And, when we do what we say we're going to do, and we do it for how much we said we were going to do it. And when you talk about, and I realize we're talking spiritual things here. When you talk about your testimony, you're talking about your testimony. What is a better testimony than to do what you said you were going to do? Charge what you said you were going to charge. If you break something, you fix it. If you screw it up, you make it right. I mean, we're not perfect. And people say, and I'm here to serve you. I'm here to humble myself and lower myself and serve you and take these things off your honeydew list so that you can have a better life. Man, that's an incredible testimony.
Yeah, we do it so they don't have to, because it's more than money for us.
Right.
And more than money. That's the thing. You can make a great living at this. You can do, you can make as much money as you want because moss ain't going away.
No, it's not.
He has this saying is, wait, I'll do it. When you see green, we see green.
That's right.
Right. But it's more than just money. It's relationships, it's building, and watching people's life, be affected by our young 18-year-old crew that they call us and go, hey, you guys have incredible young men working for you. Like, they were responsible, they were on time, they were timely, but more than that, I was just having a bad day and they prayed with me. What?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh yeah, that's great. And for us, we're like, good job, Doc. That's what we do. That's
what we do.
But for somebody that's not used to that, and they're just used to being taken advantage of through life, through just difficulties and just in life in general, to hear that is a great thing. Especially with when it comes to doing that through a business. That's why I said it's more than money for us. It's relationships.
Right. And we also really love disc. And when a customer calls in, we're training our staff to pick up on that type of person coming in, or what type of personality do they have. So then we put that on our work orders and our estimates. So when our territory managers go out there, they're going to see what kind of person this is. Oh, this person's an they like to talk a lot. So they build that presentation to them, an S or a C, and C is like, I want to know detail. What is this? D says, I want the numbers, and S is like, will this hurt my plants or my dog? So we use that, and then we kind of use that and give that to the technician. So when they go out there, they know what type of personality that person is. And when you speak somebody's language, the love language and or the personality language, they're going to respond better to you and they're going to like you more. And so when our guys go out there,
an 18-year-old,
an 18-year-old understands this now,
right?
And changed his life. You know,
Oh, yeah. It's the secret weapon.
Yeah. What would you have liked to know about all this at 18 years old?
Oh, I would have gotten so much trouble. I say to people all the time, man, if I knew all this stuff back when I was 18 years old, plus everything I know about relationships and girls and everything else, I would have been a holy terror, because you can really use this stuff to manipulate people too, you know, because it's like a secret weapon. It's like, yeah. And that's the other funny thing is, you know, when we go to church and stuff like that, we're used to going to like marriage seminars and personal development seminars and everything else. So usually a lot of people that have gone to church have a lot of personal development. And Chris, you just mentioned something, the love languages. And that was really big 20, 30 years ago about going and learning the love languages. You know, is your love language, you know, acts of kindness? Is it, you know, words of affirmation? Is it touch? You know, there's the 4 or 5, I don't remember them all. But when you said that, I went, oh, yeah, because when you figure out what somebody's love language is, it could be a customer, it could be a team member on your team. You know, you're able to do things for them and elevate, make their lives better. You know, so there are some people, touch is a big deal. And so if they're having a bad day, if you reach out and grab their shoulder and just kind of, you know, rub their shoulder a little bit and shake it and just say, it's going to be okay. It takes that person and shoo, they just immediately just feel better. And there's some people that just, you know, they just like to be told, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. You're doing this. Words of affirmation is their thing. Some people like a gift, you know? And so when you season that with DISC personality style assessments, and some of you people that are on this call right now, or, you know, on this podcast, you don't know what these things are, man, you need to really dig into this DISC and the love languages and some of these, like the flag page and some of these personality assessments, Myers-Briggs, the Enneagram, some of these different things. It really helps you understand people in an unworldly kind of way to serve them better. And it's just cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of the things, AC, is what drew us to Softwash Systems. Being a part of a system or an overall, I guess, almost like a branch
Right.
or a tree, right? A covering. Being involved in that, being affiliated with that is there's a lot of things that I would never know, you know, and him,
Right.
He's like, you know, hey, you know, as soon as we met each other, he threw me in feet first, you know, hey, nope, you're going in, because I know that he wants to build me up, and he doesn't want anything, you know, but good for me. But being a part of something like this, we learn about DISC. We learn about how to manage your money, how to run a business in a profitable way, not something where, yeah, you can run a business, but really the business is running you. I know a lot of people that the business itself is dictating their time, dictating their efforts. And a lot of times, sometimes I'm nudging him going, too much time. But that's one of the things is being able to have the financial freedom to be able to do this is something that I can go out, say the world goes to chaos, right? I know somebody's still going to need their roof cleaned, their gutters cleaned, their stuff.
Right.
You know, this is job security for me. And being a part of Softwash Systems, it's great for me that because you can't find this type of encouragement. You can't find this type of, you know, hey, do you need something?
Right.
At one point, I went through a tough time, and Softwash System was there for me when I lost my house in a hurricane. You guys were there. The whole network came together, sent me money I was not expecting, not at all, you know, and it's more than, obviously I said more than money, but just having some like a whole entire company that actually, a family that is more than is more than just affiliates. It's a family, become friends. And
have you been looking for an investor grade home service business opportunity? Softwash Systems is what you've been looking for. Come to Discover Softwash and discover your potential. Learn how we provide you with the equipment, chemicals, education, and support for your soft washing business. For more information about becoming a licensed affiliate, call our Shield support agents at 855 763-8669 or visit our website, www.softwashsystems.com/discover. Join the revolution. Join Softwash Systems.
Yeah. What I love too about Softwash Systems and what drew us was when I first got into the roof clean, I thought, okay, guys, we can make some money doing this, and nobody else is doing it. I mean, looked online and it's like, everybody was pressure washing, and I thought, well, that's the best way to do it. And then I saw a video, a guy in a white suit and a crocodile Dia head up on the top of the roof, and I'm like, soft washing, that's pretty crazy, and different things. And
That one guy told us, don't go.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah. So the guy, we found some guy in the Bay Area here in San Francisco, and he said, yeah, come on down. And I tried to call Softwash Systems, and it was you guys were having one of the first Softwash Paloozas, and and everybody was leaving like the next day, and I wanted to talk to someone and I couldn't. So I called this guy, and he's a rogue, guy. And, he kind of, I'm grateful that he took time and he taught us how to at least do some soft washing through a barrel, stuff like that. Batch mix. And, that's how we got ourselves started. We had a trailer, and he says, if you can help me market me, then yeah, let's go. But do me a favor. Don't call AC Lockyer, because I mentioned your name. He's like, oh no, don't do that. And I'm like, why? He goes, because it's not a good deal. He's gonna want you to pick up his material and his soaps and his, he goes, no, don't do that. If you go with him, don't ever call me again. I said, okay. So we learned how to do this. And then I wanted to do better. So I took my sons down to, Huntington Beach for an environmental, and it was, I don't even know what the thing was, but anyway.
Yeah, it's a National Cleaning Expo. They were doing an environmental roundtable type of thing. Yeah, I remember it well. Yes.
Oh yeah, I learned, and every day you don't learn about this, this. So I learned a lot during there, and I met you, and you gave a presentation, and I'll never forget that. You said, these are your sons. We were all dressed up nice and in Oxford shirts and everything. He just like, your mouth open.
Yeah.
Let's talk. I need to talk to you. So it ended up, you shook my hand. You said, you're going to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing. It was really, really, really neat. And, so with that, we learned, we went to class. We got online, we got our certified, applicator, and, we learned all about, we jump started 18 months where we would have been by doing it by ourselves.
Right.
We had a structure.
Yeah. A head start.
At least.
And we have guided and started different companies, young people watching us on social media, and we've guided them. They said, help us. What are you going to do? First step, go to Discover Softwash. You got to go there. If you don't listen to us, we've turned it around. If you don't listen to us and you don't go to Softwash Delivered, don't call us again.
Well, and the thing is, it's the same people that literally used to make fun of me when I was younger.
Right.
I mean, and they're like, dude, that's never going to take off. Even him, he's had some peers that, bro, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. And not just through Softwash Systems, but doing Softwash itself. And now they're coming to us going, hey, you guys have done something right. Like, can we get in now? And we're like, yeah, but you have to go through the process.
Right.
So, yeah. And one thing you said was amazing to me. And I thought, you said, do you want to go to a place or be hanging around with 100,000aires?
Right.
Or do you want to be a millionaire?
Right.
Or a multi-millionaire? So those are the people you're going to hang out with. And some of these people, if they make $150,000 a year, they're excited.
Right.
But they don't know how to, they're a great technician, but they don't know how to have a business.
Yeah, and we've all heard that we are the average of the top 5 people that we hang out with, and what we're trying to do here at Softwash Systems is just create a group where the average is not acceptable. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to make it better. I mean, every day I try to make it better. I mean, I'm people look at me and I realize I get it. We're in 9 countries now, over 150 licensed affiliates. I haven't even counted how many licensed affiliates it is now. It's over 150, doing in excess of $50 million a year. I get it. People look at us and go, "Oh my gosh, AC." He's like, "Ooh, man, I am broken. I am screwed up." I'm just trying to grow and do my best every day. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, "Oh man, I wish I could be better," but it's that pursuit of being better. It's that pursuit of developing better tools. It's that pursuit of putting together better business systems and better marketing systems and giving you guys more content and everything else. BMW has a saying, one of their sayings back several years ago was the endless pursuit of excellence, and that was in their commercials. That's literally what we're doing here. And we're not done. We're not resting back on our laurels. We're not saying we've arrived. We're not saying that what we have here at Soft Wash Systems is perfect. We're not even saying that what it looks like today is what it's going to look like 5 years from now. To say that would be lunacy. We're just trying to be the best that we could possibly be right now and deliver value to you guys to make you successful. Because we make you successful, then we're successful. We're a symbiotic organization. We all rely on each other for our income and for our encouragement, for our business systems and everything else. We're intertwined together. And so, yeah, I mean, it's incredible to think what all Soft Wash Systems has to offer. And a lot of people from the outside look at it, but they don't realize, man, we're still growing, we're still learning stuff, and we're not. The biggest thing is we're not satisfied with where we're at. We want to be even better. And part of it is, if we go back to the spiritual thing, is because it's an act of worship to us. We are trying to glorify God in everything that we do and not be slackers. Slackers don't glorify God. If you use your talents, if you use the gifts God's given you, if you use the opportunities you've been given, then it glorifies God. And that's the real driver. It's not the money. It's not the money. Trust me, I can make a lot more money in some other industry, and you guys could probably make a lot more money in some industry. We're doing this because of the lifestyle it gives us. It's the right size engine to propel our lifestyles for us to achieve our life's goals and dreams, and for us to serve other people and everything else. And it's not about taking over the world. We will eventually, but it's about doing things right for each other. But go ahead, Vince.
Yeah, no, I was saying it goes right into it. It's doing this to help others achieve their goals, achieve that. And that's one of the things that we have strived to be, is a company that grows people. Not just, of course, the business takes time, it takes effort, and it takes manpower and willpower. But every day, it's like we have a conversation with the guys and we're like, okay, are you growing here? How do you feel like you're doing? And one guy that was working with us, he's now, he's getting his 1-year chip for being sobriety and for sober. And it's huge to see, one of the customers offered him, hey, he said, hey, you want a drink? He goes, oh man, no, we've got this, it's called Saved and Sober that I'm a part of. And he's like, and I don't drink, and the guy's like, man, maybe I should do that. Like, what is it called? It's like Saved and Sober. But for him to be able to do that, he called me up. He's like, bro, this is so cool. I could have done this, and I could have, nobody would have ever known. And he's like, man, he goes, thank you for just providing an atmosphere for this. And I was like, man, this is
boom. And that's what we're doing is I provide an atmosphere for you guys. You guys provide an atmosphere for your team members. And that's what we're doing is we're creating a culture here. I was joking offline with you guys that somebody had accused me of being a cult leader. And I said, well, thank you very much. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm creating a culture. I'm creating a safe environment. I'm creating a commune for my people to live in and be safe in, and to be able to grow and be nurtured and everything else. And if you want to say I'm a cult leader, then fine, I'm a cult leader. But if it blesses my people, it blesses my people. So thank you very much.
Well, here's something that just kind of fits in with when people say, well, why you want to go with that when you can build your own system? You can have, do it for so much cheaper. And I said, it's not that it's being cheap. It's the quality. I know that if something went wrong with my rig, there's 100 other guys that have the exact same rig that I have. It's built the same, it's engineered the same, and there's only so much that issues that can go wrong, that if it went wrong with mine or it went right with mine, it's going to go with them too. So I can get onto Facebook, into the community, and say, hey, can anybody fix this? And within a couple of seconds, somebody's going to be, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, somebody's going to do that, to give you that answer. Plus I can make that phone call. When I get onto our community on Facebook, I'm not going to get a guy who's at home that hasn't worked in 6 months, and he doesn't have diapers for his baby, and his wife's nagging at him, and then he tells me to use a red tip, and that's going to be the fit.
Right.
These things do that all the time. I don't want to hear all that. I am in, and when I describe this to people, I am in like a gated community. I paid for that gated community. I paid for the security of that gated community. I have extras and I got a clubhouse I can go to. I have things that, now, do I live in that? No, but with this lifestyle, my future is one day maybe I will. Maybe that's my choice to live in that. But as of right now, in the community that I'm with, I have security. I have people that are watching out for me, and my next door neighbors I know, and I can reach out to them, and they're going to help me. They're going to watch out for me. You know what I mean? I'm going to watch out for them.
They're going to watch your kids. They're going to watch your house when you're away on vacation. They're going to feed your cat. Yeah. You've got a community. That's what you need. So you just said the word future. As we're kind of rounding this out now, you just said the word future. What is the future? What's the end game? Where is No Moss going? Give me a little vision on that.
You want to take that? You can do it. So what we're looking at is Softwash system has given us a model. And when we start getting into the certified applicator, how to spray, and you get it authorized and how to build that truck and put things together. Then you get into the 5-star, where it's not just it's not just you got to start getting into an owner operator, to a manager, to an investor,
right?
And then to opening up. And you have such insight on that, and you have a team of people that help you with that. And when you tell us just a little bit, and all that in your brain, there's so much more, and we want to dive into that. And you've helped us. So the future for No Moss would eventually be open up multiple branches and creating different LLCs for those branches. So then the legacy from here, and my wife and I can retire, can step back, and each one of my sons can have one of those branches, or part of my family, my trust can own that. And it's just so many ideas that we haven't even walked into, but we've grown so much. And our future is kind of back up and present this to our children. And if they want to take on that legacy and move forward, because they're in their 30s and I started in my 50s.
Right.
So where are they going to take this? And they could be, and what they know now to where I was when I started when I was 50, didn't know all that. Their future is much more brighter. So eventually, yes, I want to step back and be that investor in this, and just watch my children grow and do what they want.
Yeah. So right now we're living in the most wealthiest generation, right? Has than ever before. And I know economy goes up, down. This is we've heard other people, we've asked them, hey, what's going on? And Bob Casillas with the San Diego Softwash, I just spoke with him, and he's like, bro, it's blowing up over here. And we talk almost daily. And he's just like, man, I can't contain it. Us either. We're maxed, we're full. And so we have to start opening up a new branch, and we have to start looking forward to the thing. But whereas me, I'm an ID, I like to just go. I'm a risk taker. I run and jump. For me, I see that opportunity is, look, if we can get in now, we can get in that new branch up the hill a little ways. That's what I'm doing. And that's what we're looking forward to here really shortly. And
we give you the tools to do that. And all you have to do is put enthusiasm and energy behind it.
Yep.
And people don't realize how much enthusiasm and energy, positive attitude, all those things matter. Especially as you guys go to open your second branch, it's going to be tough. There's not going to be enough money. You're going to underestimate how much you're going to have to push that and everything. There's no way I could communicate to you how hard it is to open the second branch. And then the third branch gets a little easier. And the fourth branch almost gets effortless. And the fifth branch is just a physical function. But that second branch is very, very difficult. We've had some people in our network scale out to that second branch and then drop back. And then a year or so later, scale back out again after they've learned some things. But it's one of those things that you have to just go in and hammer it and have that raw intestinal fortitude and make it happen. And you guys got I've done the demographics in your area. We've sat down and we have done the demographic session together. And, you've got, a very good area to be able to get your triad going there of your 5-star branches and grow that out. And I'm really excited to see you guys do that and do it well enough that your good old dad here can finally retire and not have to come into work every day. And he's got good kids to run this thing for him. And certainly, Vince, you're doing a great job. And I'm excited for that. I know you're going to have some great years, Chris, spending time with your wife and traveling and enjoying grandkids and all that kind of stuff. So it's great to see you guys thrive and prosper, for sure. What do you guys think? I know last year you hit some record numbers and stuff like that. What do you think, you guys? Since you really hunkered down, here's the little secret about soft wash systems: is most people come in. And they come in because they want the systems, they want all the protocols, the procedures, all of the stuff. They recognize all the education and everything. And they come in, and probably the first 2 to 3 years, they don't really focus on the model. And then one day they go, this is kind of tough. I'm just going to come in and just do what AC said and just focus on the model and really do it the way it's supposed to be done. And you guys started doing that really I think it was about 2 years ago. You guys just went, screw it. We're just going to do it the way it's been put together. And last year you had a really breakout year. Kind of give me the rundown on revenues, if you're comfortable discussing numbers or even percentage of growth, the difference that was made when you guys actually said, I'm going to follow the model. I'm going to take what was built for us and just start executing.
Yeah, it was. So it was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
we jumped in, and the time before that in those periods, it wasn't that we weren't trying to be on model. It was just how everything was. It was FTI. That's right when we found out
failure to implement. Yeah,
failure to implement. And
the pattern of success right there.
Yeah. And so, but that's the thing, is we knew about it. We understood it. It was just taking the time and effort to implement it. Now, I would say you're right. 2 years, we actually started. It was already like 80% now. Everything started to implement, and we still have room to grow. We still have things to implement.
Oh yeah,
and we always will. But numbers wise, when I first came back 3 years ago, it was 400. We did about 400.
Yeah, we did 385.
385. That next year is when we hit 590.
Yeah, 595. Yeah. And then last year we did about 685, but we had a terrible December or January, February, March.
All the rain.
We had it was literally, what is it called? The atmospheric something.
Yeah.
Rivers. We had 7 atmospheric rivers come through, and it flooded all of Northern California where we were. So, and then this year is our biggest year so far,
right?
By far. In the first quarter, we did more than we did half the year last year.
Right. Yeah. So
So what was your first quarter this year?
280 or 234,000.
234.
So you're just right on. The first quarter is always not good. Second quarter is a good quarter. Third quarter can be okay. Depends on what part of the country you're in. And fourth quarter is really good. Of course, you got the holidays and everything. So if you flirted with $250,000 your first quarter, you guys are really on track now to probably break $1 million this year.
Yeah, right now I think so we did more in March than we did for April last year, and we're already tied with April, and it's the 17th.
Yeah.
So and plus we have 2 trucks consistently going out, and
trucks a day. We have not gone out one day without just
right. And that's what we're looking into. Man, we got to get the 3rd truck in, and then just fine tuning that 6X that we got going. We're going to implement. We had some problems too. We had last year, September 11th for us was we had a crash day, and then another electrical deal. He touched electricity. So so we kind of did that. Might be on a roller coaster. We got our ups and downs, but not our ins and outs. So we're gonna stay in there and follow the model. Are we perfect? No. Are we making it happen? Yes, we're making it happen. And just
but every year you're growing.
Every year we're growing, and we're saying, now, what did AC say on this? And then here's really, really important is the tribe time. Tribe time is very, very important. Getting the coaching and different things that we're exposed to through Softwash Systems that nobody else would have done. And there's other programs out there, coaching programs, but then they just kind of make their way back over here and say, and I want to give a shout out to you and Karen that you're very good to us. And you've gone through some storms, and we believe in you. And like I said, nobody's perfect, but you know what? A lot of the people that claim the fame now, their roots are with Softwash Systems. And I just want to say, we know the original source. So go back to the book.
We appreciate your guidance. Because here's the thing is, I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 this year. Being able to rub shoulders with, Howard Partridge, Tom Ziegler, Daryl Strawberry, can start
Michael Gerber.
Gerber. Like, Tommy Mello, those guys, being able to just to go out there, pick their brains, ask them, what's done something for you, that's changed your business. And for them to look at me and go, how old are you? And I'm 30 years old. I was doing this at 22.
Yeah.
They asked me the same questions, and I've grown so much from just hearing, but being able to be around that is through Softwash Systems and through you and Karen. I've stayed at your house. I appreciate, the hospitality and stuff like that, but it goes more than that. It's more of like, now I can say, okay, I've lived this. I've been through the trials and ups and downs. We're coming up on our 10-year pretty soon. 10 years.
Pretty cool. 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know they have that thing where it's like, the first year, is the end. The 3rd year, man, that's the make or break. Or the 5th year. And the 10 year, if you get past 10 years, it's not smooth sailing, but it's a lot easier than the first.
It does get a lot easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. Thank you so much for being on and telling your story. And thank you so much for the affirmation back to us that we're doing a good job for you. And that means a lot to me. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being on the podcast. And hey, guys, if you want to bless No Moss with some work and you're out there in basically the Sacramento area, Oak Grove, out in that area of California, you can jump on softwashsystems.com/locations and you can get their information and you can send some business their way and bless them. And you can find any of our licensed affiliates throughout the entire world at softwashsystems.com/affiliates. And if you'd like to possibly look into doing soft washing with Softwash Systems, you can go to softwashsystems.com/discover. Okay. But if you don't listen to Chris and Vincent and you don't go to Discover Softwash, don't ever bother calling them again. We've made that clear, right? All right, guys.
We'll work out with you, but yeah.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And as always, it's AC Lockyer with Building a Lifestyle Business. Go forth and prosper.